When there's an injustice against you or someone you love or someone you believe in, stand up. Don't sit down on them. They need you.
Welcome to Pop Culture Justice here on Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore. So happy to be with you guys today on a Tuesday. We got a really great show in store. Some breaking news just dropped. It looks like Kanye is, well, there it is. That Kanye is getting sued for $250 million by family of George Floyd. Ooh, we're going to talk about that and so much more. But first, also Jack Sparrow Halloween costumes are a huge spike. We're going to break that on. It's so nice to see Johnny and that character winning. You can't do Pirates without Jack Sparrow. But I really want to start today's show with a topic we did talk about yesterday. There were some other events, and I was able to get Nate, the lawyer, to chime in for a quick taped portion where he's going to share his thoughts as well. He couldn't be here live, but I wanted to get him on anyway because look, I'm still really bothered by what happened yesterday. I know it seems like, oh, we're just beefing with, people on Twitter to some of you, but that's not what this is. This person that I had a beef with is a NBC News journalist. And as I sat and slept on it, I really just, this isn't okay. It's not okay to me. And I know it's not okay with you guys. And I want to scream this even louder. I wanted to make this the main event today, the main topic, so it can stand on its own and be there as a record. Because what Cat 10 Barge over at NBC News did yesterday on her little flippant tweet was not only a lie, it was slanderous. And I believe she did it with malice. She knows that the clip that she's sharing is incorrect, yet she continues to spout this narrative. And I think we all need to get this out clearer and louder. And I hope you will help me by supporting this because guys, the news isn't allowed to do this, but they do it all the time. So when we catch them being blatantly biased and clearly supporting activism instead of journalism, it needs to be called out, and it needs to be called out loudly. So guys, for those of you who missed yesterday's show, I'm going to give you a quick recap. I'm going to share Nate's thoughts. Kim, I hope Steph are going to be joining us. I know Steph is posting her own response video as we speak. You'll be able to see hers as well. So please go support her over on Steph the Alternate. But I want to just break this down. I was going to do the morning video, but then Mr. Melcher was available to talk about the Kevin Spacey case, which I hope you guys will check out that video as well. Please check out all the content. We're having a lot of trouble with this algorithm. YouTube's telling me you guys just, I don't know. They're blaming it on you guys. I don't think that's the case. I don't think you're getting the notifications. So let me know and make sure before we even get to the story that you are subscribed. Can you double check? Hit that bell. It's the only way to get notified or get me in your algorithm. Smash the like button. Make sure you get all alerts. And please leave a comment and be active on here to help with the engagement. But getting to this main story. All right, so this is Kat. Well, look, she and I have had our history. I've only called her out when I feel like she's blatantly not telling you the truth. And the first time I did that was when I shared our interview. The reason I shared the interview is because she was out there calling out Tug and others. And I feel like she was unfairly, she was not telling you the truth. She had interviewed me for that piece about Amber Heard content blowing up YouTube and creators making all this money off of it. And here she had an interview with me, who's like literally one of the top people who does it, who gave her honest answers and talked about it, like gave her the truth about it. Not like my opinions, but I'm an expert in this. Like you'd think, okay, great. You've been doing internet. You've been following the trial. You know a lot of the people I'm reporting on. Great. You would be interesting insight to at least, put in there to show all of it, right? She chose to not only ignore my interview, but in my interview, as I expressed it to you, because we both recorded it, and I felt at this point it was time to like let it out there. She just agreed with me the whole time. Yeah, Amber. Yeah. So it was just a very disingenuous person when I saw her going out there trying to play this narrative for everybody. So that's where things, took a turn. I previously had privately spoken to her, even after that conversation, asked what was going on. I was trying to do it all in good faith, but I could just quickly tell she was not a genuine person. She was only going to follow her bias. She admitted she never watched the trial. Yet here she was listening to Amber supporters and taking them for their gospel and not actually taking, our lawyers, our experts, people who have been on this case, the Johnny Depp case, even before the UK trial begun. All those people were just Johnny Depp stans supporting an abuser is really what, in her mind, a lot of people, what she thought. So you got to know all that going in. So for months, she's been posting this stuff, supporting of Amber and against Johnny. And now, months later, as most of us have moved on to other topics, other in news stories, and we, dip back into that topic when there's something about the appeal or something else that is worthy of discussing, we've pivoted over to other pop culture stories because, that's what we do here and what other channels have been doing online. But here you go. Yesterday, she chose to make this be her, really hard-hitting journalism. Angelina Jolie is the latest woman to be compared to Amber Heard by social media creators chasing celebrity scandal. Okay, you'd hope she'd have some proof, right? Well, she doesn't. Yeah, I don't want you to go read this. Don't give her the clicks. I really think she's trying to fight all this just to get clicks. But she just talks about the Angelina Pitt story. Angelina, as you've hopefully seen on my coverage, we've had celebrity divorce lawyer Christopher Melcher express why Angelina's tactics do seem questionable, given that we're fighting over a winery and she needs to constantly make this custody battle hearing and this alleged incident from 2016 always be what's in the headlines. She's choosing to do that. And, you got to question, well, is that good for the kids? Like, why? Several agencies, the FAA, the court system, Child Protective Services, all looked into this matter for Miss Jolie. She then got an anonymous case through the level she's gone to try to get this case, heard or seen by her standards is getting a little unacceptable. It's like, it's wild. No one else has these rights that she does. Yet she still seems to claim that Brad Pitt's paid off all these agencies and he got away with, the worst crimes imaginable. So when you speak to experts about this case and all of it, like, I wasn't there, I don't know, Brad Pitt may have absolutely done something, indefensible on that flight, but it seems like since then there's been nothing else and there's no evidence that he did do it. Child Protective Services would have, interviewed the kids. They have said, there's the case is closed. So it's all just very questionable to me of like, I'm not saying Brad Pitt's perfect, but for the sake of the kids, and my opinion, it feels like at some point you got to just move on. And instead of moving on, she's not only keeps bringing this case up, she now sold her share of this winery to a competing alcohol agency when Brad Pitt clearly was like ready to buy it. And she seemingly did this because of like her, she's upset that I guess Brad Pitt's alcoholism caused the downfall and everything else. And whatever, none of it's really my business, but she's making it our business by constantly trying to vilify him through sources and through these legal documents that we have proven she has leaked to the press. It's all very questionable to me. So yeah, we've called that out. We've reported the story because she's made it a story. She's made it a story. And when you speak to experts, which Kat doesn't do, Kat doesn't want truth. She wants to just spin her bias that we're all misogynists if we don't believe women, especially high profile women. When we speak to experts, it's very clear that yes, Jolie is leaking these documents to press outlets to curry favor in the media. That's what she's doing. And that's what we're calling out. That's what I've only called out. That's what I've always called out. And yes, one could make it a comparison to Amber, who also did that to Johnny. Now, I don't think that these comparisons are healthy. I've gone on the record. I've made a whole video about it, guys. We should not be calling the next female who's lying Amber 2.0. We got to be, that's just not a good thing to do, okay? Are there people out there that have done it? I'm sure there are trolls and commenters and people who do it or people that even are watching that feel it. But whatever, like we got to judge each case by the merits and evidence of the case, right? And that's what I firmly believe. And that's what I've seen in my surfing online with all the people. People have made this case. Some people have connected the two only because Newsweek did earlier. It's very important you remember this. Newsweek is what brought this all together when they said the reason we reported and even compared the two was because Newsweek did it. And Newsweek did it because literally Brad Pitt's new legal swipe at Angelina compared to Depp versus Heard. Who compared it? An Amber Heard supporter. That's who compared it. When you actually go to the source, which Kat never does because she's not a journalist. Remember, us YouTubers do better homework and research than she does. Kat, I'm calling you out because you're lazy and you're an activist. You're not a journalist. And if you scroll down and actually figure out where the source of all this came from, it came from Ella Dawson on Twitter. Now, who's Ella Dawson? She's blocked me. She's another Amber supporter. She was going off on me and others I did a rant on her about when she called out Johnny. And then she got all mad that I did that and monetized it. Meanwhile, she has a Patreon where she asks for rich benefactors to support her. Rich, handsome benefactors. Literally, it's a tier on her Instagram, or sorry, her Patreon. So she could cash in, but we can't. Got it. Understood. Certain journalists, women can get away with it. Us, we can't. Got it. But Ella Dawson's the one who made the comparison. That's who made the comparison. Brad Pitt fans want to pursue legal action against ex-wife Angelina. Precedent has been set, wrote Dawson in one of her tweets. Tweets are now news. Tweets are now fact. Tweets are reasons for stories. But that's where it came from. So she found a few tweets, random people, God knows who. Could have been Angelina Jolie's camp. Could have been completely anonymous trolls. Could have been Bot Sentinel for all we know. Literal anonymous tweets caused Ella Dawson, an Amber Heard supporter, to put the narrative out there. It's then picked up by Newsweek, and suddenly we're all misogynists. Suddenly we're all misogynists. Now, of course, do some people actually take this and run with it? Sure. But where did it actually come from a bigger source? Like where did it first get spotlighted? Boom, Newsweek, Ella Dawson, an Amber Heard supporter. So that's where it all comes from. And that's what we reported on the video that she called out. This video, the shady video, alleged lit video, I think it's important. She's trying to make it seem like he's doing some big Johnny Depp move to expose and whatever in a trial, when you're saying, yeah, that's just a protocol that he filed and clearly is part of the process. Unlikely to even get to that point. But why is this headline going out there? There's clearly a PR machine behind Angelina that is basically like hellfire of scorched earth. Destroy him at all costs is really what this looks like in the press. Does that happen in celebrity divorces sometimes that we're unaware of? That there is a part of the process is also, all right, I'm going to tell my PR team to just set this person on fire.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you can see some people have better teams than others, or some people are willing to go lower. And Angelina has a very sophisticated PR team behind her. And this is, and I know this because I've been commenting on the divorce from day one, and you have seen it, the backlash. So she's very effective at it. Brad Pitt, he's not saying anything. And when the divorce happened and the plane incident, he just went with the program. He didn't fight, didn't do any of that stuff. So that kind of makes him a target. I think he's he's not fighting back in the public eye, and she's the one doing so.
Now, if you keep watching this video, which Kat didn't do, she didn't watch the video, we then make the comparison that Newsweek did. Will this be the next televised celebrity trial? And Mr. Melcher says no. He doesn't believe it will. That's not what this was about. And he still firmly believes that this was Angelina Jolie's camp planting the seed of misogyny. And look at all these people trying to take a page out of Depp's book to make her look bad, when she seemingly is the one who keeps leaking documents and forms and things to the media to constantly hammer Brad Pitt. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. Now, if we say that we are now comparing high-profile women, we are misogynists, how dare we? And when you read Kat's really badly written, just lazy SEO article that I can't imagine took her more than an hour, maybe 2 hours. I'll give you 2 hours, so whatever they're paying you. My God, this is the best you could churn out in a day. Of all the trending stories, this is what she focused on, guys, to try and get some hate clicks. Anyway, she goes on, explains, blah, 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 all the same stuff. And then basically the way it pivots from Jolie to Pitt, to Depp, sorry, is this. Talking about Pitt and Jolie's whole breaking it down to her point of view and her bias. The abuse allegations made by Jolie and her counter-complainer would have taken center stage online. I wonder why. Is it because Jolie's doing that and you don't know how to report and actually see through the bias and be an honest reporter, Kat? I wonder why it's taking center stage. Who's spearheading that? I wonder. Where a year-slog culture battle has been waged between Me Too movement supporters and detractors. Excuse me. This is insanity. This stretch that she just made. That's what this all is about. I'm a Me Too movement detractor. Please. Now, the Me Too movement tried to destroy me, and it did for a period of my life. It absolutely canceled me, and I was falsely accused. I still made mistakes in my life. I've owned up to it. It is what it is. I still believe, even through all I went through, that the Me Too movement was important. There were elements of it that were monumentally important. Harvey Weinstein absolutely needed to be exposed. Kevin Spacey, I don't necessarily believe all the stuff up there. That's my opinion. There's a lot of stuff that has come forward where I do think we needed a power check. At the same time, just like any movement, it can be weaponized, which it was. Roberta Kaplan, Amber Heard's own attorney, used Time's Up to protect Cuomo and muddy, the waters of his victims and try to shame them, but then help Amber. It's completely hypocritical of her to say it's black and white. We support or we don't. No, I don't support crookedness or corruption or people weaponizing a movement at all costs, which is what Cat 10 Barge is doing. This isn't about the Me Too movement. This is about you being blind and constantly screaming misogyny anytime we make a criticism about any woman, and you refuse to accept that any man can be a victim when, DV shows no gender. That's the reality. She refuses to accept that. So this is just frustrating. You really got to understand. So I wanted to do a deep dive as I've stood this of where this culture war is coming from. It's coming from them. They are spewing this, telling us that that's what this is all about. A year-slog culture battle of that's why Amber Heard lost, because we don't believe in the Me Too movement. This is offensive stuff, guys. No basis or proof of it, just her bias and opinion. This year, that battle went mainstream, catching the attention of millions during the civil trial involving Depp versus Heard. So that's how she's connecting these two people. Heard became an internet obsession during the trial, in which she was found liable of defaming Depp after she identified herself as a victim of DV in a 2018 op-ed. Heard was ordered to pay 10, blah, blah. Depp was ordered to pay 2. The decision was celebrated by legions of Depp fans and supporters. You mean people who believed in the truth, who realized that he got a huge wrong deal? You mean that? Got it. While victims advocacy organizations warned it would have a chilling effect on survivors speaking up about it. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that yet. I've seen people come forward. People have called out people. Adam Levine just got called out. A lot of people get called. It doesn't mean it's going to do anything. Adam Levine's wife is like, whatever. Cool. I'm moving on. We're going to the Shaq benefit. Heard filed her grounds of appeal on Tuesday, citing lack of clear and consistent evidence of actual malice and inherent. Yeah, all nonsense. If she spoke to a single lawyer expert, she would find that this appeal has no shot. But she's putting it out there like, oh, it's all just going to get appealed. Depp Heard Pro is largely anyway. Blah 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 blah. You get this. She's just figuring out a way to connect these two. But what actually connects these two? Who are these creators that are making that? Here it is. NBC News found 12 YouTube channels directly comparing Jolie with Heard in the titles and thumbnails. She found 12 videos, folks, on the course of the internet. 12 videos. One channel had 5,000 subscribers. One channel was a Spanish language pop culture channel with 3.2. Oh my God. I guess we were in there too of the 12. Me and Steph were also one of the 12. Some of the videos characterized Jolie as a liar in titles and thumbnails. What if she is? What if she is? We're not allowed to ask? Got it. Others asked if she's using Amber Heard tactics. I mean, who's making that comparison, Kat? Who's making that comparison? Ella Dawson made that comparison, and there are some things that people are going to compare to. And then when we compared it, we said, no, these aren't the same. The media put it out there, and we said, no, this isn't the same. One channel called Justin, she goes in to explain, Justin is an AI farmed content garbage channel that literally just puts together a script by the computer. It's made by a computer. An AI voice comes in. It's all nonsense. That channel sucks. Cat 10 Barge probably would be the only thing we agree on is that channel is garbage clickbait. I don't know why YouTube promotes it so much, but it's an AI talking to YouTube's AI, and it just churns out garbage. It's the only thing she found. In the past 24 hours, a video titled Gisele Bündchen finally reveals what Tom Brady did to cause a divorce. What the hell does this have to do with the topic? Oh, so now, because someone made that title, Gisele's now also getting attacked. So we're all misogynist against her now. Got it. And now it's going to pivot over to, I don't even know what this connection is. Another video in the days that followed, Heard smiling when asked about hitting Johnny. Yeah, she did that. In the actual clip, Heard smiled after a paparazzi asked what she thinks about people who don't believe that Johnny did that to you. The channel did not immediately respond to requests for comment. I mean, there's another one where she smiled in the depositions where she did do that. But again, which this is that stupid bot channel that's created by a computer? Is that the one that's what this news story is about? Cool. You can't even be honest and explain what it is. I thought you were like the internet reporter. You don't know how AI is creating content. Why does she not know where John? It's the worst culture internet person I've ever met. Anyway, so then she talks to somebody who teaches unconscious bias, blah, blah, blah. Now the Me Too movement was unfair to men, unfair to individuals who are being accountable for their behavior, and having cases like Amber and its way it's treated in the public realm creates more avenues to doubt women who come forward against powerful men. Okay, that's what it is. Other women labeled Amber 2.0, she goes in to explain, former White House aide, which it was trending that day because it was like the first trial and she was a female witness. And yes, some toxic people did make that trend. They didn't believe her, and they just had watched Amber Heard, so they're like, "Oh, look, it's another Amber Heard lying on the stand." Amber Heard became the name for a woman lying on the stand. I don't support that. I think that's really dangerous and bad. In that instance, it's just what happened. But that was the one instance where I say, sure, they did that back then. Not what she's titled this article. It's about Angelina Jolie, which I'm curious who's actually done that. Defenders of Marilyn Manson. Now she's saying Evan Rachel Wood is also now the next Amber, which, again, we've moved on from that story. Everybody's done it. No, there's a handful of bad apples who've made that comparison, not nearly the widespread amount that she is claiming to. And that's it. That's literally it. Julie is judged on her wild child reputation from her youth. Says who? What do you mean? I'm not judging her. That's not at all what I'm judging her by. And then the article's over. So this is informative, really hard-hitting journalism over at NBC News because culture matters, guys. Well, anyway, so I called her out. When she did this article, I called her out. I said, the irony of you calling out YouTubers beating a dead horse when you keep attacking the actual victim, Johnny, facts, instead of writing about actual news today, like Kanye was in the news buying Parler, etc. Amaranth, who was like, talk about a horrific story about internet that would have been a fascinating story for Kat to focus on. No one actually supports this BS Amber 2.0 narrative, just journalists trying to make it a thing. So she wrote back, this is really bold coming from you. And then she shared that video that I just showed you earlier in the stream. We already watched it. Shady Angelina using Amber Heard tactics against Brad Pitt. A celebrity divorce lawyer reacts. This was the reason why I brought it up, because Newsweek compared them. Emma Dawson compared them, and I didn't agree. And I was like, is she doing these tactics? Seems like people are trying to make this a thing. Is it a thing? Christopher Melcher informed me, well, yeah, that's Jolie's camp trying to get some toxic Twitter people to do it so they can scream misogyny and get him attacked, because that's how the media now works. They all insist. I wouldn't doubt a second if this Ryan Smith has been in touch with Kat Tenbarge and they work together to cross-pollinate and help support their stories. Wouldn't be surprised at all. But there she is, calling that out. And I said, excuse me, did you watch the videos you report on? If you did, you'd see that video as an actual celebrity divorce lawyer, very experienced one, mind you, explain why he thinks Jolie's team leaked the Depp comparison, hence the title and the question marks. Also, I suggest you watch this video. No, Angelina Jolie is not Amber Heard 2.0. I hit it right in the head when I saw this brewing because I wanted to make sure everyone knew this is not going to be a thing. Bullshit. We all got to be better than this. Don't let this be tricked by them and then let people just take their narrative and make you become the bad guys. No, it's not a thing. And I asked her to come on the show. Let's have a civil conversation. She then went and attacked Steph. You should tell your co-host to stop making these comparisons if you're against it. Can you imagine me trying to tell Steph not to do something? A full-grown woman who could do whatever she wants, and a survivor, a warrior. And you want to tell me that I can't tell her that she's not allowed to question these photos and if they're real? Who's someone who's a victim of SA herself as being a child, which she's very brave and speaks about. You want to tell me to tell her what she's allowed to do or talk about? You're allowed to I'm supposed to just tell her, Kat, that she should believe Amber. As a victim herself, she should just believe Amber, given all the evidence and things that she saw, and ignore her own history with SA, etc. And she should just stop it. Because I'm against it. Cool. Who's a misogynist again? All right. And the titles of these videos speak for themselves. Ugly. Angelina continues smear campaign to destroy expert Pitt. A lawyer reacts. Yeah, that's what the divorce lawyer, the expert, said. She brought up a case that had nothing to do with the case at hand, the winery. She continues to do this to smear him, to constantly bring it up, to destroy him in PR because she's upset at him. I mean, what kind of idiot doesn't see that that's what's actually happening? Sorry, that's what's happening. And I trust the expert who has done this for a living, who is very actually honest about it now and sort of has clearly had regrets and says it like, I just want to do the right thing. What is speaking for itself? New details exposed. She leaked them. Brad slams Angelina for ruining the family. Okay, that's what he said. That's what he said. That's what she leaked. How did she sue the FBI? I wanted to know because it seemed very weird that she was able to do that. Again, we had that conversation with Christopher Melcher. War. Angelina Jolie goes for the kill against Brad Pitt. A lawyer reacts. They are in all-out war. This is a fact. What speaks for themselves? You found, in the course of the months, you found 4 videos, it seems. 1, 2, 3, 4. The other one. 4 videos. The first one. And I'm creating this narrative. Got it. Okay, cool. These screenshots prove I'm not comparing them. If you have an issue with Steph, do it, blah, blah, blah. Please come on the show. I'm not coming to your show so you can clip me out of context and make money like you've done in the past. I'm not playing that game. Excuse me? I've never clipped you out of context. That's a lie. That is a blatant lie. I played our full phone conversation, Kat. How dare you lie further? This is ridiculous. I never cut anything out there. So bullshit. And you don't like that audio conversation because it exposed you for being a yes person who agreed with me about Amber and then quickly changed your tune the more you looked into it when you didn't watch the trial. So that's why you're upset with me. And then anybody who questions you, block. Boop, block. This is insane. This is insane. But that's not where the insanity stopped. No. When all this conversation happened, this tweet is still on there. So she knows it's false, and she's continuing to leave it up there, to me, proving malice. Not only is she slandering, she's doing with malice. No one actually supports this BS Amber Heard 2.0 narrative. A person who created the narrative. Yeah, this meme speaks for itself. Hey, Kim, I'm going to let Kim in. Kim's here. I want to get her thoughts before I clip this because I know she had some thoughts yesterday. Kim, as Kim gets situated, I'm going to play the little clip as Kim gets ready. Welcome, Kim. Good to see you here. As you get situated, I do want to, there she is. I want to play this clip I got with Nate before we clip this. So I thought everyone would enjoy. What is Nate's opinion on this? Is this slanderous? Let's watch this, shall we, folks? Hold on. It's coming. Oh my gosh. So excited to have Nate the lawyer. Nate the bot killer is here. How you doing, Nate?
I'm doing all right. Just, trying to stay off these YouTube streets and these Twitter fights. But it's all, the more I try to get out, they drag me back in.
Pulling me back in. Right, exactly. It is. Well, I wanted to thank you because I saw you retweet in defense of this Cat 10 barge nonsense. But look, as the lawyer, am I crazy in seeing this as slander with bias? This journalist literally didn't watch the video, has now been informed that the video isn't what she's trying to paint it as, and then goes so far as to say a person who created the narrative. Like, what was your reaction when you saw this? Is this insane?
It was insane because the thing is that she's doing something that a first grader is usually taught not to do. Don't judge a book by its cover. How many times have you seen that, right? She's judging the video just by the title because the title is obviously to bring people in. But the thumbnail clearly says that she's not in her 2.0. Like, what more does this woman want? But you know what it shows you? It shows you she's an activist, not a journalist. This is what activists do. It's not what a journalist does.
It's true. That's what's, I think, so scary and why I want to keep reporting this, because it's like, if you want to be your independent journalist, Kat, and you're doing it on your own little blog and you're sending out your opinion, you know what? I wouldn't even, this would be a non-discussion because it's like, go do your thing. You are a journalist for NBC News. This is an NBC News article, which is scary. Like when you go and actually look up her credentials, tech reporter, culture reporter for NBC News. And yeah, this is a report she's putting out there, making this really weak comparison. She has no data to back it up. It reminds me of Boozy. She's blocking people that have never engaged with her like Boozy. It's all the same sort of tactics. And then as you see it, like she goes out this far to just defame it. And then of course, as you're going through it, the Taylor Lorenzes are jumping in saying actually 3 times in one tweet, astounding. And I had to correct her. Actually, I used 1 actually and 2 actuals, but Taylor doesn't care about accuracy, right, Nate? But it was nice to ratio her. But these people, it's the installation of them working together to do whatever their bias is, their narrative at all costs. Are you surprised still to this day to see NBC News of an outlet allowing her to put this kind of stuff out there?
Well, I think it also, I think what it does let you know is that who her bosses are. Her bosses, and the reason why legacy media is dying is because if you're honest with your journalism and this integrity, the thing we call integrity and ethics in journalism, you would suspect that no one would be jumping to wild conclusions. People, you look at facts, you look at evidence, and you report what the facts are. Simply, this is not hard. She could have now, if she would have said, "Hey, I think this title is clickbaity, but obviously he's not saying this," that's fine, right? She can give her opinion like that. But here, this is something that's demonstrably false. What she's saying is demonstrably untrue, and it's not only horribly false. The fact that the thumbnail says exactly the opposite thing that she's actually tweeting out about the video really doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. So I understand what they're trying to do. What they're trying to do is pretend that the Amber Heard stuff was all bad, because this is really about Amber Heard. Let's not kid ourselves. What they're trying to do is say, well, all the stuff that we were saying about Amber Heard was untrue and just misogynistic. So look, they're saying the same thing about Angelina Jolie immediately. And I'm like, well, hold on. That's not true. I did a video personally that specifically said the same thing you said. This is not, we got to look at the evidence. We can't wait. She could be right. But they don't want to hear that, because I think, I don't know what Kat's deal is with Amber, but I think she's so in the tank trying to save Amber's reputation that she now is just going into this whole, let me see if I can destroy the people anyway, even with lies, who have told the truth about Amber, because that's the issue. We told the truth, and she's worried about, and she's out there telling lies to try to combat the truth. You're not going to win that one, Kat. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just so strange. Exactly. Like it feels like they're motivated or monetized by Amber herself. I don't understand why she's so, like, of all the news to report on as she did this article, like she's just promoting this like crazy, this article, every retweet, every minute about this story that she did. And it's like, of all the news today, like, really, this is what NBC is paying her to do her journalism on, is to do a very weak straw man, like a connection to these two. Like, this is it. Like, and then she gets all the same players to do it. It shocks me, and it just doesn't get as much attention. I don't think she's getting the clicks she wants on this, why she's, lashing out on me and others for calling her out. But it's really scary to me that she's being paid by NBC this is the journalism that they're approaching as in the world of tech and culture. And it just, to me, feels like you're right. Who are our bosses? They clearly encourage it, and they're clearly wanting to fan this culture war is what they're really trying to do. As you go to it, culture matters. This is the culture. We can't allow high-level celebrities to be attacked. Female celebrities must be believed, Nate, at all costs. Yes. High-level female celebrities cannot lie. Meanwhile, I see her silent on Ghislaine Maxwell. You think she's defending her?
No, she's
Does
not.
she believe all women? No,
believe
of course
Ghislaine.
not.
Believe Ghislaine.
The hypocrisy shows no bounds. Anyway, I appreciate you dropping in. I know you couldn't be here live, and we taped this, but other thoughts to react to as this? I mean, do I have a case? Could I take her? I'm not gonna, but I don't know. You think there is a case here, Nate? Is this defamatory?
Well, I think you're on the ladder to defamation, but you may not be there, because there's a whole bunch of other stuff that you made that you'll need for this. But the fact of the matter is that this is a false statement. Now I do understand Kat is going over her skis a little bit, and she doesn't really like us, obviously, because of the stuff that's been going on. But the one thing that we all could agree on is journalism is not activism. And this is activism, because this doesn't take a huge amount of research, right? This doesn't take a huge amount of what's going on. Only thing this was to do is just click on the damn video and listen to it. If you're going to report on a video that you haven't clicked on to listen to, then that's a problem with your research and your journalistic ethics. She could have even looked at the later videos that you've done about this, right? But the problem is that she wants to push a narrative and not the truth. And that's what we need to do from now on. We need to hold these NBC journalists, NBC and all these places, to the fact that if you're going to report as journalists, we want facts, not fuckery, as Emily D. Baker says.
Oh, well said, my friend. Well said. We're going to see you in Vegas, right?
Oh, yeah. November, baby.
Oh, my goodness. You guys are going to see Nate the Lawyer in Vegas. I can't wait to see you there, sir. I'm always here for you. Let me know if you need any updates on Boozy you want to share.
Yeah, well, we got the comprehensive social media report coming soon. We had to put that back a week because they found some more defamatory statements. And obviously, Boozy has a real torrid past on social media. But I think Boozy knows the game is up. because as soon as the report comes out and we figure it out, we're going to file our lawsuit and lay it out to him. And Boozy, a lot of people don't know, he's already in default in another lawsuit that's coming down the line. So he's going to be afraid of our process server, but then he's got a fear for a process server for a guy named, I forget his name, his last name is Goodman, but he's actually suing Boozy. He's trying to get service on Boozy for the default. So Boozy is going to, Boozy's got a lot of issues, and he should be, because again, you can't bully people online and think nobody's going to push back. And the fact of the matter is, Boozy's been out there doing his thing, and nobody's pushing back. But guess what? I don't push back. I punch back.
And I want to share this point because he was out there saying he wasn't paid by Megan, but then you beautifully here corrected. Well, okay, I shared an article that was where it says you were paid by Megan. He said we should read it. I repeated his claim. And he said I was spreading lies. Remember, he said it. He now claims he was lying and spreading misinformation about Megan. She never paid him. It's like you literally use the evidence that's clearly out there that he says, and then he's like, you're spreading the information. So yeah, I guess he's admitting that he likes to spread misinformation. That sums it up pretty well, I think.
Yeah, but don't worry. Listen, I do want to say one thing to Chris Boozy. It's not over, baby. We're coming. Just hold on. I know you're waiting for the suit, but it's coming. Don't worry. We'll be there.
Ooh, oh, it's coming. And if you want to see more, you can go follow Nate the Lawyer over on YouTube or on Twitter. Follow his updates. Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, brother. Thanks for having me. And we're going. See you in Vegas, baby. Boom.
See you in Vegas. Woo! Oh, Vegas, baby, is happening. And guys, real quick, you can get the first edition Vegas shirt is now in the store. I love it. It looks fantastic. I don't know why I can't get it a little bit bigger. But it's Popcorn Planet does Vegas. Anybody who's coming out, you're going to want to get this. It looks, it's a little blurry here, but go look on the shop. You'll see it. And 3 nice colors. We're going to be in Vegas November 3rd and 4th for a big meetup. So stay tuned. All the information is on my link tree. But Kim, welcome back. And thank you for sitting there watching it. And it's so nice to have Nate on the pre-tape. I forgot I can do that from time to time. He's like, I can't be live. I'm like, but I want you on the show. And we just taped it quick. But I want to get your thoughts again as we wrap up this segment of the show. We got more to talk about. But yeah, as you slept on it, does it still bug you that we have mainstream news like NBC just slandering and not doing the right thing here? What were your thoughts you wanted to add?
Absolutely. And I think it comes back to what I said yesterday. Don't like that she's going after you. Don't like that she's going after my sister Steph. And ultimately, our show and what NBC does, what we do is we try to bring information to the public. We try to bring the best information we can to the public and give them that information so that they can come to their own conclusions and digest the news the best that they can. And I think that our audience deserves better than what we were seeing yesterday.
Well said. They do. We deserve real conversations, and I have no interest in clipping you. And you didn't want to monetize me, but you did still anyway, because you could have had this as a long, nice conversation. It may not have gotten any revenue because we would have had just an actually in-depth conversation. Instead, you chose to slander me. And that brought in all the cat bucks. So keep the cat bucks coming. Sorry, Cat. You did it, not me. I don't know why you had to engage in any of this. I hope you report on some other more important things. And I can't believe the tweet's still up. Like, what is wrong with you? Like, what on earth is wrong? And then to see Taylor Lorenz and everybody else just pile on. These people are the worst. And guys, it's a serious thing. Please support, share, get the word out. We can't just keep letting these people just spin it like this. It's not right. Move on already, girls. Like, what the heck? What is happening here? Johnny is the victim. Quit trying to say we're the enemy. I don't get it. Taylor, Kat, there's a few of them. They just can't move on. It's deep breaths. We're going to move on ourselves here to other topics, important stuff. So please, I'm going to ignore the defamation, ignore the slander, ignore the malice. But you guys don't forget it because it's there and we got to call it out when we see it. I appreciate you guys so much. There we go. Well, there you go. What an amazing show. Paige came in studio. Carlos is here. We have Steph. We have everybody. Where are they? Kim. They're all here. What a show. You're going to want to miss. Not going to want to miss it. Make sure you hit that join button. Hit the tier you want to join. And then go play on the members only playlist on the main page to watch all the craziness. Oh my gosh, we had some craziness. Not in front of my salad. You're not going to miss it all. It's epic. Go support. It's Kim. Steph the Ultimate Nerd. Paige Vaughn _ on Instagram, who's going to soon be on on Twitch on Popcorn Planet. More details coming soon. And don't forget to see us out in Vegas, November 3rd and 4th. Oh my God, it's going to be crazy. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on Popcorn Planet. We're going to redirect you over to Lewis's video, but make sure you watch Steph's video first and then redirect over to Lewis. Join him over on Nerd Report. So much here to watch.